part 2 of my suicide talk. So what I wanted to say on this issue was the struggle and the stigma of being a man and wanting to commit suicide. Because obviously I can't speak for women, but I know as a man you get told man up. You get told to man up. You get said when you're doing stuff or you're going through stuff and you may cry, you get sad. People say, what are you, a woman? And it's comments like that that make guys not want to admit. And there's nothing wrong with being feminine. If you want to cry, there's not that crying is exclusively feminine. Anyone can cry. It's like Ratatouille when he says anyone can cook. Anyone can do it. Like, I've been there so many times where men have cried and people have made comments about the person crying. Man up. Or what? Are you supposed to be a guy and you're crying? And all that person ever does is try to make themselves stop crying, shut down their emotions, and then not open up the next time. And then that builds and builds and builds. Then that person kills himself. And then you sit there going, oh my God, why couldn't I have helped them? Oh my God, how did I not? But the whole time you were telling them to man up. The whole time you were telling them men don't cry. The whole time you were telling them men can't do this. It's always that men have to be like the alphas. Men have to be what? Like, let me find something, for example. It's like, look, my glasses case, for example. That hurt. That did hurt my cheek. But if I was out in public and that, someone would tell me, man up, or what, that hurt you? What, are you not a real man? And it's stuff like that I couldn't say, ow. I couldn't cry if it really did hurt. Like, it's stupid things like that push people to feeling so, and I never realized how high the rates for suicide for men was. And I totally understand it now, why it's so high. It is simply because men get told, man up. Men get told, don't cry. Men get told, if you have emotions, that you're a female. You get told you're feminine. And it's stuff like, it makes no sense. How can you say to someone that you're not allowed emotions? Because you have a penis. Basically, because you're a male and you're not a female, you can't cry, you can't do this. And what happens is guys keep it all in their head. Me talking from experience, probably watching this video, if anyone that knows me didn't know that I was suicidal, didn't know that I had suicidal thoughts, didn't know that I was actually not going to be here at one point, and decided, do you know what, fuck it, I'm going to leave this earth, I can't deal with this no more. Luckily, and thank the Lord, I didn't do it. And not in a rude way, it wasn't thanks to people's help, because no one helped me, no one checked in. And there's a perfect example. When I used to work at Tesco, there was a security guard that worked there, and this wasn't the times I was suicidal. This was just what a security guard said to me. He was this lovely guy, he was this Jamaican guy, 6'5", always had a good laugh with him, real nice guy. He came over to me one time and he said to me, are you okay? I said to him, yeah boss, I'm good. You? And he said, no, are you okay? And I said, what do you mean? And he said, and then he started talking to me about suicide and everything. And he said, listen, it's always the ones, because I'm always, you see by my videos, I'm always smiley at work. I'm smiley, I'm laughing, I make people laugh. I try to get the day going good for everyone. And he said, it's always the people who are smiling the most that are the most unhappy. It's always the people who are smiling the most that keep the most inside. And when he was saying this to me, I was thinking, this is so true. Because when I was suicidal, no one would have known. I was still there being Mr. Funny, Mr. Laugh a minute, making everyone laugh. And then I'd go home. And then internally, it was like, I gave this analogy before about wearing a mask. I'd go out with this comedy mask where I'd make everyone laugh and do all this kind of stuff. And then when I got back, I'd take this smiley mask off and I would be so unhappy, so down, so depressed, so low, so anxious, just so everything. And the main thing is because people don't support men. And it's true. The amount of times that I've had in my life where, I remember before when I was at a party one time, we were talking about crying and that, and then one of the guys was saying he was crying, and then in the party, people were like, in the group, people were laughing, calling him a pussy. Oh, you're supposed to be a man and you were crying about. And I was thinking, this is why men don't open up. This is why there's the rate of a suicide men is so fucking high, because you're not allowed as a man to show emotion. You have to be fucking gorilla alpha all the time, always ready to fight, always ready to shout. You can't just sit back and relax as a guy. Like, there's so much pressure to be this constant alpha. Even when you go to the gym, if you go to the gym as a guy, you will have had gym intimidation where people intimidate you because every guy wants to be the alpha. And it's like, instead of everyone being the alpha, why can't we all just be betas that support each other as a generic one big alpha? Like, we're all alphas together, but we all subserve to betas to help each other. Everyone just wants to be better than each other, and that's how shit goes down, because no one's there to think, do you know what? Instead of me trying to out alpha everyone, let me try help people. Let me see how people are doing. When people are taking the piss at the person who said they cried at the party, why don't I just jump in and say, why can't he cry? I've cried before. He's cried before. Have you not cried? And flip it on that person. Because at the end of the day, the people taking the piss at the people are the people who have been suicidal as well. They're the people who have cried. But I would say, if you're a man and you're out there and you feel suicidal, hit one of these links up. I don't know which side it's on because I'm new to this editing on this camera, but hit one of these links up. If not, or hit me up. I'll talk to you about suicide. I'll talk to you about my experiences. I'll talk to you about how low I got. I'll talk to you how I almost wasn't here. I'll talk to you about whatever it is. If it's not me, go to another suicide page, talk to someone else. Get out there and realize that you deserve to be on this earth. And that when you're gone, you're gone. There's no, as I always say to people, once something's done, it's done. Once you have, sadly, committed suicide, killed yourself, you can't come back. You may be able to come back down, reincarnation, whatever it is, but you cannot come back down as the person that you were. And you really need to just realize how much you're worth. Like, you think in your head that suicide is the option to get out of here, but you can get help. People can help you, and not just people can help you. You don't deserve to die. You don't. You were put here for a reason. You came down here for a reason. So please, if you, even if you're a girl, like, this video isn't exclusively to guys. This is a suicide video, but I'm talking about my struggle as a guy, being suicidal and talking about suicide, and like the kind of stigma around a guy coming forward and saying, listen, I feel low. So if you are a girl or a guy, just remember, one of the links I put up in the video, I'll put it in the description as well. Message one of them. If not, message me. If not, speak to your family. If you can't speak to your family, speak to your friends. If you can't speak to your friends, just speak to someone who can help you. And you'll feel so much better, and you'll realize that you do deserve to be here. So please, love, and just think about how much you do deserve to be here.